Ever since San Diego Comic-Con, when Robert Downey Jr. was confirmed to be playing Doctor Doom, we know Marvel was somewhat pivoting away from Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror role. That doesn't necessarily mean Kang the Conqueror will not play a vocal part going forward. He could still be killed off. They've got to explain something, because the end of Loki Season 2 said, yo, the Kangs are still there. It didn't really close that book. But we know going forward that every single project during reshoots, whether that be Captain America 4, has to somewhat tie to the multiversal storyline going forward. Now, we know Spider-Man 4, rumoredly called King in the Black, rumoredly going to be a massive multiversal movie. Every movie going forward has to be a multiversal movie. Even Thunderbolts, in some capacity, has to end with teasing something to do with Avengers Doomsday, even if it teases an evil team going up against the Avengers in some capacity. We're in a multiversal saga, and there's not been many multiversal movies, let's be honest. So, we're going to talk about a recent leak that came out for Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars that is literally basically going to show you how, if it's true, we never know what's true on the internet, even if it comes from a reliable scooper, because they all get lots of stuff wrong more than they do right. So, yo, what is freaking good YouTube Warstu here for you on your anime guys? I have to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Multiverse, pop culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face and the beautiful voice, and check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into it. So, according to this plot leak, the Fantastic Four is going to be the first pinnacle movie to set up what is coming next. So, in the Fantastic Four movie, the Fantastic Four will try to save their world from Galactus, and rumoredly, this is how it's worded, Doom is introduced early in the film, and the Fantastic Four escape into the multiverse, saved by potentially the Watcher after Galactus consumes the world, or the world is decaying due to incursions. Because let's be honest, since Multiverse of the Madness, excluding Deadpool and Wolverine and Loki Season 2, we've not really had much multiversal capacity. And I think the key factor is, now that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doom, they're going to have to really tee him up. So apparently, Avengers Doomsday, there will be 3 teams. A team led by Spider-Man, the 616 Anchor being with Captain Falcon and more. A team led by Captain Marvel, and a Cabal team led by Doom with Thanos, Black Order, Neymar, and more. The Cabal is going around killing Anchor Nexus beings and pruning worlds to prevent incursions, with the Marvel Avengers assisting, and the Spider Avengers trying to stop them all. One world will be the version of the original Avengers, or pretty close to that, or potentially even the Squadron Supreme. The death of Kang, all the Kangs will be addressed, with their deaths or tools being used by the Cabal to lead to the deaths of the universe. The multiverse will collapse as the last 2 worlds collide and battle to the death or defeat Wanda that leads to the end, and the Empire creates Doom, aka Battleworld. So it's called Doomsday. Essentially, what this information is going over is it's called Battleworld because Doomsday, and a Doomsday is essentially going to lead to Battleworlds being created. Now, this is nothing new, but I've not seen anyone talk about this. And this is essentially saying how Fantastic Four movie, Doomsday, and Secret Wars will essentially lead to the new Marvel Universe. So, it goes on to say, Avengers Secret Wars, Doom's Battleworld in his version of a perfect world. The Fantastic Four minus Reed is his family, a different domain, smaller version of the movie universe, and ran by, essentially, villains. The heroes are mostly deprived through the world, brainwashed, unwanted. What changes have occurred? Doctor Strange and Clea survived, awaken heroes to fight Emperor Doom. As a lot of people always seem to thought it was Emperor Doom. Some of the awakening are comedic, action-packed, and sentimental dramatic. The Avengers will be awakened alongside some other heroes, such as Stu Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Warstu, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKenna, Halle Berry, Frankie Jensen, and Nicolas Cage. The Great Battle will have the assembled heroes and Shuri using an Infinity Gauntlet with a Love and Thunder Valhalla warriors attack Emperor Doom Spider-Man Tom will sneak into a castle and talk to Wanda. Doom and Reed will fight, and Wanda gives the power over to Reed Richards and recreates the MCU and his best ideas of what a new universe will look like. And apparently the aftermath of this universe will be the new universe and will have mutants. Some characters will be rebooted. Fantastic Four will be in the new universe. And essentially, memes will be produced blaming Reed for the quality of the future Marvel projects. Now, I do find this interesting because if you take into the factor Agatha TV show, which, I mean, a lot of people don't seem to think it's that important, but we know that Rio is essentially going to be playing Death, and we know Agatha's got a big role, and we know the boy is essentially going to be Wanda's son, if you like. So the fact that Death is being introduced tells us that, yes, King Thanos will most likely appear. They're making a freaking Disneyland ride, lads, let's be honest. They're not doing that for fun, so they're going to bring King Thanos in at some point. And recently, some of the so-called industry insiders have hinted that Doom will also have his own team that he will essentially create, like the Avengers will have their team. So it's not just going to be Doom. And then you factor in, we know that Null, the god of the symbiotes, is going to essentially wake up from his home world at the end of Venom 3, come over to Spider-Man universe, Spider-Man 4, and he's not going to die. He's probably going to injure Spider-Man, and then Null will be in Doom's team. I mean, does this sound far-fetched? No. Realistically, this probably sounds a lot better than what we're going to get, and we know that there is apparently going to be some crazy fight between Loki and Doom, because apparently Doom needs to consume Loki's powers, although he's now technically Antus, in order to I mean, it's very loose, in order to somehow control the multiverse. Because apparently Doom is trying to save the multiverse, but the only way to save the multiverse essentially is to destroy the multiverse. Then Doom wants to recreate the universe how it should be, but that all gets interrupted. We know that Scarlet Witch is going to return at some point. Regardless to the nonsense going around, there's been a Scarlet Witch movie being made for the last 5 years, but she hasn't even got anywhere. But apparently the ending of Agatha all along will actually tell us what is going on with Wanda. Obviously, Scarlet Witch will return. I'm not disputing the fact that will she return, but the fact that people are talking about her solo movie like it's already happened, and she hasn't even returned after Multiverse of Madness. That is massively underrated, if you ask me. So likewise, guys, I'm not saying this is true, but is it any less true than every other leak that's been going around for Doomsday and Battleworld? We roughly know what's going to happen because Doom's involved. We roughly know the multiverse is involved, so we can basically guess what's going to happen. But this is something I came across about a week ago, and I've wanted to go over it for a while, but I think it's a pretty interesting concept. I'm not saying it's 100% real. I'm not saying it's real at all, but, you know, theories, etc. are pretty interesting to go over. I can't confirm or verify if it's a plot leak. I mean, it's not a bad plot leak. Like I say, it's actually probably better than the movie we're actually going to get. So likewise, guys, let us know. What do you think? Because we know the Mutant Saga is essentially going to be coming after Avengers Secret Wars. So potentially that's the new universe where the new mutants are. It would be interesting if that's the way that Marvel's going to go. But I'm just fascinated by all this stuff. But like I say, I don't know if this is true. I never do. So take it with a grain of salt. But this would work for me. I would enjoy this. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, Warstu. And of course, I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.